Another gorgeous late afternoon for soccer here from San Diego State. John Schaefer with you on the Mountain West Network. We're at the Sports Deck here on the campus of San Diego State. Aztecs hosting UCLA, the number 8 ranked team in America. The Aztecs looking for what would be a huge victory. Even any result this afternoon would be a very good one against the 8th ranked team in America, the UCLA Bruins, number 8 in America, 4-1-1 overall. Their only loss coming on the road at Florida State, the 4th ranked team in America, 4-1. San Diego State, meanwhile, 2-5 on the season, coming off a loss that we had for you on Friday against Pepperdine here at the Sports Deck. The final score in that one, 1-0. We're going to step aside here for our national anthem. Soccer comes your way next on the Mountain West Network. State University getting set for non-conference soccer between San Diego State and UCLA. We should note a pair of Bruins did kneel during the national anthem. Kaya McCullough and Kennedy Faulkner. They've been doing that over parts of the last 2 seasons at UCLA. Their head coach, Amanda Cromwell, has talked about it. It is for supporting the cause of racial justice and equality. And she has said that she loves the fact that her team is socially active. So a pair of players kneeling for UCLA as they have done throughout this 2018 season during the national anthem here at San Diego State. So again, John Schaefer with you. Let's take a look at some starters for both sides on this Sunday afternoon. UCLA has had their way with San Diego State over the years. We mentioned Amanda Cromwell, the head coach. Here are the Bruins and their starters, a very talented unit. Again, they were in the national championship game a year ago, and they've got a couple of players this year that have already had multiple goals, including Ashley Sanchez, a sophomore forward from Monrovia, California. Haley Macy back in the starting lineup as well. She's been a bit banged up for UCLA. You're looking right there at Annika Rodriguez for the Bruins. So they are the starters for UCLA. They are wearing home whites, although they're on the road. San Diego State draped in black with those Red Sox here tonight on their home field. Gabby English once again getting a start. Of note, Mia Root will not start. She has been a bit nicked up here in 2018, not fully fit as of yet in terms of playing 90 minutes. She will not start for the Aztecs here today. All of the Aztecs' goals this year have been scored by underclassmen, a very young unit for Mike Friesen in his 12th season with the Aztecs. Again, Amanda Cromwell, her 6th season. In her first year, she took UCLA to their first and only national championship. So a couple of very accomplished coaches, and 2 teams that met last year in the NCAA tournament are underway with San Diego State and UCLA. San Diego State a year ago losing in the first round, 3-1 to the Bruins, after the Bruins actually won the opener between the two sides back in 2017, 5-1. It would be a very tall task. It is a very tall task for San Diego State tonight, as the Aztecs have only beaten UCLA once in 16 prior tries. And you'd have to go all the way back to 1998. So that was Haley Macy down that left sideline, but booted away by the Aztecs. Just underway on this picture-perfect day. We're going to have a capacity crowd here at the Sports Deck. Over 1,000 are on hand, and more are still filing in with, again, the national runner-ups a year ago in town, UCLA, with a number of players, of course, from Southern Orange County, from San Diego County. In fact, UCLA on their way down today, they stopped at the house of Sonny Dunphy, one of their players who's out of Carlsbad. So just about a minute in here, UCLA and San Diego State. Goal kick for Gabby English. Line drive towards midfield. Won by UCLA. This is Faulkner. And now played back for the Bruins. Team that's gone 4-1-1 this season, including a victory at the time against the number 3 team in America at Penn State in Happy Valley, opening up their seasons back in August. A 2-1 victory over Penn State. Their lone loss again to Florida State. And they're coming off back-to-back shutout wins, including 3-0 earlier this weekend against Loyola Marymount when they had 3 first-time goal scorers this year. So a very talented group with a number of accomplished players. And they're without some players here tonight as well due to injury, and they've had some players miss time because they've been with national teams or various other competitions. Played forward, UCLA wins it with Sheehan. Played ahead here on this near side. and Annika Rodriguez. And this is going to result in the first corner of the match. Well, against LMU, UCLA scored all 3 of their goals off corners. This is a cross, and San Diego State fortunate to survive it. It was free in the box, but cleared away by the Aztecs. Kaya McCullough runs it down to the defenseman. Again, a cross in the box. Stays in for Ashley Sanchez, who's got a pair of goals for the Bruins this year. And the Aztecs here just boot this as the Bruins will win a throw-in. We're about 3 minutes in. Neither team an official shot. All of the possession has belonged to the Bruins. Looks like Annika Rodriguez is going to take it for the Bruins. Strong throw-in into the box. Headed towards the net. And it looks like we're going to get another corner now for the Bruins. So again, San Diego State had Pepperdine on Friday and allowed a goal in the 81st minute. Dropped it by a score of 1-0. Aztecs have been outscored this year 12-6. Looking for just their 3rd win of the season, coming in 2-5. A team that was in the NCAA tournament a year ago. And again, dropped an affair at UCLA. All of the possession has been with the Bruins. Aztecs on the defensive here in the first 5 minutes. UCLA, not just talent when it comes to scoring this year, but they've had, again, back-to-back shutouts. And today in net is Tegan Micah, who's making her 5th start of the season for UCLA. Bruins technically sound so far, completing most of their passes. There's McCullough. Bring it forward for Sheehan. And again, played back about 5 minutes in without a score. UCLA has the lone corner. And again, here is Sanchez. All Pac-12 a year ago. 2 goals and an assist already this year for the Bruins. Aztecs able to take it away. We'll see if they can get this moving towards the UCLA net for a first time, as this is headed away again by McCullough. But it ends up with the Aztecs and Taylor Moorhead. Ken Mia Root expected to come off the bench today. This ball was for Malaya Kaliohi, but UCLA able to clear. Aztecs again in that black and red combination. UCLA wearing those whites here today. Here's Spiros looking left for Fresh. Fresh towards net, and that is garnered in by Tegan Micah. So the best charge of the day for the Aztecs results in an easy play for the goalkeeper, Micah. So really the first time that San Diego State was able to push the ball forward into UCLA's zone comes about 6 minutes in. And a nice job there by Frisch just to center it, but the goalkeeper was home and able to make the easy play. Here comes UCLA the other way. This is centered for Rodriguez. Rodriguez just outside the 18. Dropped off for Villacorta. And again, it's Annika Rodriguez that makes the run, and she's going to win the second corner already for UCLA. Again, they had 9 of them in their last match, resulting in all 3 of their goals. Annika Rodriguez will take it. 3 assists already this year and a goal. And it's heading for the back of the 18 by that far post. Headed a number of times in the box and eventually cleared by San Diego State. Here comes the Aztecs trying to run out, but UCLA able to quickly gather and throw it back in. Haley Mace makes the run into the box, but Aztecs defensively sound there. And then a hard challenge by UCLA's Mary Carmen Reyes, resulting in an Aztecs throw-in. Well, majority of the possession has been deep in the Aztecs' end. Here's Sanchez again, racing towards the 18 with the center in the box, and the Aztecs will kick that out again for a third UCLA corner here just 8 minutes in, and UCLA has been excellent in these spots this year. All right, so corner coming up. And that is right in front of the 6. Opportunity for the Bruins, and a diving stop by Gabby English. Still kept in. And now the Aztecs are able to eventually clear after a couple of excellent opportunities for the Bruins inside the 18. So as good of an opportunity for UCLA coming in that 8th minute. And now they will substitute for a first time, I believe. Oh, no, they will not, actually. Throw-in coming on that far side. And the throw-in belongs to Faulkner. Out for Mary Carmen Reyes. Right side, Delaney Sheehan. With that right foot, doubled. Again, trying to win a corner, and does so again. So UCLA really having their way right now. In the first 10 minutes, dominating possession. They've had some chances off these corners, including a moment ago, nearly scoring their first goal of the match. But English kept it out. This is set for that back post. And put on net, and English is able to make the two-handed save off that bounce shot. So English trying to clear as there is, let's see, a whistle and a stoppage coming. And a yellow card has been awarded to a Bruin. So it was Olivia Athens that's given a yellow for UCLA. We've had 9 of those this year, only one of them by their opponent. So a yellow card issued in the ninth minute to the sophomore from Atherton, California, in Olivia Athens. Back underway here in the 10th minute, with again UCLA dominating possession here on the home field of San Diego State. And again, it's, you expect it with a team that made it all the way to the national title game a year ago and dropped a heartbreaker to Stanford, fell behind by a couple of goals in the first half, got even at 2, but Stanford scored relatively late, 67th minute, the Cardinal winning the national championship in 2017. UCLA actually won a national championship under Amanda Cromwell in her first season back in 2013. That was the first ever national championship for UCLA's women's soccer program. Again on the attack, but this time an Aztec stepping into that passing lane, creating maybe an opportunity the other way. Making a run is Moorhead, but UCLA defensively sound on that back line. 50-50 ball, won by the Bruins, and it's Sanchez who's been all over the field in the early going. Bruins and Aztecs scoreless. Again, played ahead for Sheehan. Challenged. Now Reyes. And offsides, the flag is up. Sheehan offsides as that defense able to stay true there for San Diego State and push up, and UCLA called for that offside. So San Diego State gets it back here in the 11th minute. And again, we get a whistle. And they will ask for a new ball. Shots in UCLA's advantage, 2-0. UCLA has allowed very few shots this season. In fact, they've allowed just 21 shots on goal in 6 matches, around 3 shots per match this year, and they get it immediately back in that final third offensively here, outside the 18. The throw in towards the box. Aztecs again booted away. There's a good ball towards the goal line in the box, but headed aside by San Diego State. It got by English, but Aztec was there to back it up. And I believe it was Rachel Spiros who was on that back line that may have saved the first goal of the match. Aztecs trying to get this out of their own zone. Here they go the other way, but without numbers. About a 1-on-5 situation for San Diego State's Darcy Weiser, who eventually loses it. So tough doing work against UCLA's defensive unit, which is one of the better units in the country, and that was about a 1-on-4 opportunity. And the Bruins again repossess in the 13th minute with no score here. John Schaefer with you on the Mountain West Network. Non-conference action between UCLA and San Diego State. Aztecs have only beaten the Bruins one time ever, and it was in Westwood back in 1998. A 1-0 contest. A year ago, they met up in the postseason with UCLA winning convincingly 3-1 after earlier winning in the season 5-1 against the Aztecs. Again, they set things up. Sanchez denied there again by Spiros. So well played by the Aztecs defender and boots it out with that left foot. Amanda Cromwell has had so much success, not just at UCLA, but prior 14 years at UCF down in Orlando. She took the UCF program to the NCAA tournament 11 times. Meanwhile, Mike Friesen with San Diego State in his 12th season has guided the Aztecs to 9 Mountain West championships, either tournament or regular season. And he's been in the NCAA tournament 5 times as well, including last year against these Bruins, who again are on the attack, centered into the box, headed away by Spiros, still in the 18, and it's going to be off of the Bruins. So the Aztecs early have dodged bullets. Goal kick coming for English. The redshirt junior who's out of Winter Park, Florida. He's on that all-tournament team back in 2017, starting every game for San Diego State. What a year it was last year for the Aztecs, who were 12-7-2 in the regular season before bowing out to UCLA in the first round. And UCLA setting things up here on offense. As the flag is up, this will stay with the Bruins. And it looks like Sheehan's going to throw it in. Everyone is up for UCLA here in the past midfield, as the Aztecs have not really seriously threatened as of yet on offense, with just one attempt on the goalkeeper, Tegan Micah, on a cross that she got her 2 hands on. And this is going to be off of the Bruins to San Diego State. Aztecs, very young team. Again, all of their goals this year have come from underclassmen, as they've been outscored on the season 12-6, including that loss on Friday to Pepperdine, which was even for 80 minutes. Pepperdine eventually scoring the game winner in the 81st on a beautiful shot from Joelle Anderson, a looping shot over Gabby English in that 81st minute. The difference in a 1-0 win for the Waves in that non-conference matchup. Aztecs get a rare steal here. Racing towards the goal. Still with it. And well played by the back line of UCLA, including Kaya McCullough. Aztecs, though, keep it in their own end. This is Laura Fuentes. Center it just outside the 18. Played back for Fuentes. Now the reverse. That's Lauren Dyke as the defenseman. Hard challenge. No fouls. The Aztecs are able to retain possession. See if the Aztecs reverse field here or not. They will. This is Lavisa Norby playing ahead now for Spiros, who is challenged as this one is booted out of bounds by Mary Carmen Reyes. 17th minute without a score. San Diego State and UCLA. UCLA wrapping up a road trip. They were at Loyola Marymount earlier this weekend, winning 3-0. Chloe Frisch denied by UCLA. Played ahead now for Sanchez. Sanchez, great ball for Mace, who's on that right wing. Doubled. even tripled now as she loses it, but off of the Aztecs. So Mace wins the throw-in for the Bruins, donning those white uniforms with that light blue combination color. Here's Athens. Just outside the 18. UCLA spent most of the match here. And they're going to keep it with a throw. Again, Sheehan off to her right for Mace. Puts it on net, but over the crossbar and out of bounds. So UCLA continues to pressure. They've had the corners, 4 of them. They've had the only shots in this match, 2 of them. Gabby English has made a good save early. Rachel Spiros is able to head a ball away on that back line early as well. And San Diego State has been able to stay clean here through the first 18 minutes. Line drive boot headed by the Bruins. And again, won by the Bruins on the throw-in on that far side, near midfield. And played back for UCLA's Kennedy Faulkner. It's on the Canadian national team. So many national team members for UCLA, not just U.S., but other nations as well. There's Sheehan trying to make a run. Hoping to cross if possible, and she is going to win. Is it a throw or a corner? It is going to be a goal kick, so off of the Bruins. Not a lot of action early on for Tegan Micah in net for UCLA. Gabby English and her defenders have been busy. Down to our right, it'll be English here with the goal kick. Towards midfield, 50-50, won by, well, San Diego State. Aztecs have not had a large portion of possession as of yet. There's a good ball down that right side, but easily played by the Bruins. And now stepping out to boot that out of bounds is Micah with an Aztec approaching. I believe that was Weiser. It was. So 20th minute, Aztecs will have the throw-in. 35 yards away from the goal. Looking for Taylor Moorhead. And the Aztecs will have another throw-in. Deep in their own end. So this is going to belong to Darcy Weiser. He's going to try to get this thing somewhere near the box. Lengthy throw into the box. An opportunity for the Aztecs, who can't get a good shot off inside the box. Chloe Frisch was surrounded by a handful of players, but she does get the first corner of the match for San Diego State. So Ahuja, the junior from Carlsbad, is going to take it. First corner for the Aztecs. Can they take advantage with a rare early offensive opportunity against this very talented UCLA side? Number 8 in America. National runner-ups just a year ago. And Ahuja plays it very short. Now the cross. And that is over the crossbar, out of bounds. So the Aztecs trying to get creative there, but that cross ended up out of bounds behind the net of Tegan Micah. About midway through this first half, no score. San Diego State and UCLA on a gorgeous early evening here, a Sunday evening in San Diego on the campus of San Diego State University, where the temperature's probably around 72 or 73 degrees. Gorgeous weekend all around, and it's been a great weekend for San Diego State thus far. If you were watching the football team an evening ago, taking down a ranked opponent in ASU in a thriller at SDCCU Stadium. Absolute thriller, with Aztecs holding on for dear life there at the end, winning 28-21. Too hot to handle there down the left sideline. Aztecs will get it back with the throw-in in the 22nd minute. Not only San Diego State beating a Pac-12 opponent last night in football, a couple of other Mountain West teams winning, including Fresno State taking down UCLA at the Rose Bowl last night, dropping the Bruins to 0-3 under Chip Kelly in his first season in Westwood. With 9 Pac-12 games to go, it could be a very trying season for UCLA football. Mary Carmen Reyes gets rid of it, and now we get a whistle with a player down. And a foul against the Aztecs. It was Karina Rodriguez that ended up on the field, the sophomore from Torrance, who last year was a top drawer soccer freshman second team selection. She's got 1 assist on the year for UCLA. A team that's been very balanced this year. When you look at the scoring sheet with goals and assists, they've had a number of different players already get involved, including 3 of them, 3 different players against Loyola Marymount earlier this weekend. They also had 5 freshmen see their first ever action against LMU earlier this week. So they're getting some experience for some of their younger players as they continue to build confidence with only 1 road loss this year coming in Tallahassee against Florida State. Here's a substitution for the Bruins with our first look at Sonny Dunphy, the Carlsbad native here in San Diego. And again, UCLA's team was with Dunphy's family at her house earlier today. That's where they enjoyed lunch on their way down from LA. So our first look at Dunphy, the junior. He did start a game last year against San Diego State. Nearly a dangerous turnover. Played back for English. Was able to get rid of it for Spiros. You need to be very clean in your own end if you're San Diego State and avoid miscues there that lead to good offensive opportunities for UCLA. Quick throw in. Kalioe lost it, and the Bruins collect with that back line. Karina Rodriguez orchestrating, playing it forward with the right foot for Viviana Villacorta. This is Sheehan who's doubled. Off for Mace. Now Reyes crossing fields near that center circle. Good ball by Rodriguez ahead. This in the box through English off the post. Aztecs catch a break and then recover with Spiros getting in front of the shot from the Bruins. So the Aztecs catch an early break on a ball that was off the post in the 25th minute to keep this game scoreless. Best opportunity of the match belongs there to UCLA, and here's another look at it. Off that right foot, beat English, but could not beat the post on the far side. So still scoreless midway through this first half as the Aztecs try to hold UCLA off the scoreboard for as long as they can. UCLA, as you'd expect, they're going to get some chances here tonight, and they've had already a couple early. That's a foul against the Bruins. Each team has committed 2 fouls in the early going. Shots decidedly in the advantage of the Bruins. They've got all 3 of them. Aztecs with the free kick here belonging to Sarah Brocha, the sophomore from Pleasanton. He's got one of the goals for San Diego State this year. Again, all of them have come from underclassmen. She's going to take this from, 40 yards out and boot it back for Norby. Norby with the right foot towards the net but wide of it. And a very easy collection by Tegan Micah. So the Aztecs remaining diligent, getting some opportunities against UCLA, and probably building confidence as well the longer they can keep the Bruins off the scoreboard. Last year outscored by UCLA in 2 matches 8-2, including in that NCAA tournament game 3-1, although it was 2-1 until the waning moments when UCLA plated that 3rd goal. And again, they'll press forward with a good ball ahead for Mace. Mace to a right for Sheehan, who loses it, but off of San Diego State. So a throw-in coming off that 18 extended. All of the Aztecs dropping back into the box here to await this throw from the senior from Ventura, first team All-American a year ago, led the team in goals and points, 15 goals, 33 points a year ago. Aztecs survived that throw and then just boot it towards midfield where it'll be easily played by McCullough, who was all Pac-12 a year ago. So many accomplishments for this side at UCLA a year ago. Here's a chance in the box. Sheehan centering it. Athens doesn't have a clear shot. To a right for Mace. And that is over the net. English had a good read on it, and it ends up over the crossbar on the back of the net. So the Aztecs survive another offensive charge from the Bruins in the 27th minute and have the goal kick here. Short kick on the right side. And immediately UCLA able to collect. Making a run towards the top of the 18. Triple teamed is Annika Rodriguez, who loses the handle, and the Aztecs come away. Aztecs hoping to push forward. Good challenge, and they will play on. No foul there against UCLA's Mary Carmen Reyes. There's a good ball forward. Sanchez, 1-on-2. Sanchez still dancing with it. Sends it out for Rodriguez into the box. Chance. And a goal for the Bruins. Mace strikes in the 28th minute, and UCLA jumps out in front. So with all that pressure building up over the first 30 minutes, UCLA capitalizes at 27:54 with, again, their talented senior, Mace's second of the year. Here's another look at it. Again, the build-up, the triple team, and a really good cross. They got all the way through, and Mace one-timed it with the right foot. Found the back of the net, and the Bruins have the early advantage about a third of the way through this match, 1-0. We'll see if the Aztecs can now rebound. They'll need to get more out of their offense here today. Trailing by a goal. On their home field here, John Schaefer with you on the Mountain West Network. UCLA and San Diego State. Non-conference soccer here today. Aztecs approaching the beginning of Mountain West play. UCLA will begin their play in the Pac-12 next weekend in Los Angeles. Aztecs' lone home win came all the way back on August 17th against New Mexico State. They've since lost home matches to Texas Tech at the time the Red Raiders were receiving votes. They've also lost again this weekend to Pepperdine. Aztecs also have one road win this year. That was at UC Davis. But UCLA spent most of their year on the road, and they've been very accomplished on the road already this year as well, with a couple of road wins. Again, the pressure on with Sanchez, who plays it back on that left wing. Into the box, right foot, off the post again. It got by English, still in the box. And now a whistle to foul against the Bruins. San Diego State has survived a couple of good bounces off that post with shots that have gotten by English to keep it a 1-0 score. Otherwise, that would have been 2 goals in less than 2 minutes. Keep in mind, UCLA tonight, at least for the time being, has been without Jessie Fleming, who was a first-team All-American last year, who has missed some time this year due to injury, and she has not appeared as of yet. Here's Kaliohi. Cast aside beautifully by UCLA's Mary Carmen Reyes. What a job. Aztecs, though, win it back. Spiros left footing it towards the top of the box, but immediately UCLA able to garner control. Sanchez has been everywhere early on. Look at this, dribbling forward, playing it down the right side, but Mace didn't make the run there. It was hit too sharply for. All of the shots of the match belong to UCLA. They've got the lone goal. It came at 27:54. The second of the season for Haley Mace. Get a turnover. Such a difficult unit to prepare for because the talent is all over the field. It's not just with forwards or midfielders or defenders. I mean, they are strong and solid throughout the 11 they field here tonight. And, of course, off their bench as well. And if you're Mike Friesen, the veteran head coach for San Diego State, you kind of say, how do you get something going offensively after you allow that first goal? And that's the task right now for San Diego State. But you don't want to fall behind by more than a goal either, as this ball is through. And San Diego State's going to have the goal kick in the 32nd minute. And the Aztecs will substitute as well here, with Florence LaRoche, who started, returning for Darcy Weiser. So UCLA by a goal, although it could be more. They've hit the post a couple of times here in the first 30-plus minutes. Building this 1-0 advantage on the road, a couple hours from their campus in Westwood. Battle for the midfield. Chloe Frisch doubled. Swings it downfield, but collected easily by the Bruins, who play it back for their goalkeeper, Tegan Micah, who's been rarely involved in the first 30-plus minutes, as the Aztecs have only had, well, one corner in this match and still looking for their first shot. Bruins playing this ahead near midfield. There's the fleet of foot, Ashley Sanchez. And this is going to be off of UCLA. So again, the goal came in the 28th minute. Haley Mace breaking the scoreless draw, 1-0 right now. Final 10 or so of this first half. Moorhead immediately challenged by Dunphy, who gets rid of it but is fouled. And this will stay with the Bruins on that far side, with Olivia Athens to take it quickly. Good ball ahead for Sheehan, who immediately plays it back. So UCLA again has garnered a majority of possession here tonight. That ball headed away just at the top of the box. Aztecs now able to get rid of it. Mia Root has entered for the Aztecs as well, their talented sophomore, who last year had 10 goals for San Diego State. And also had the lone goal for the Aztecs in the NCAA tournament against the Bruins. So Root is in for the Aztecs, who look to keep this at just a 1-goal deficit, potentially into the break. Again, the Bruins winning that throw-in with Ashley Sanchez, who's been all over the field in the first 35 minutes for UCLA. Which again will look to do damage in their own conference. Good ball headed towards English, but beautifully played. And Sheehan was able to put it on net, but right at English, she was able to grasp that with two hands right in her body. So English has been active. She boots this one about 3/4 of the way down the field, but no Aztec in the area. And UCLA once again goes on the offensive, setting things up. Again, we don't have the official numbers, but they've possessed it for a good, 80% of this match. And it's been in San Diego's defensive zone for 80% of the match at least. Sheehan again. Loses it out of bounds, and they're going to keep it with the Bruins. Villacorta centers that. And again, the Aztecs chasing defensively as UCLA is able to move this all around. Again headed out. If the Aztecs can gain possession here in their own end, they can at least momentarily. And turn it over. Here's an opportunity, and English makes the sprawling save on Sanchez, who tried from about 20 yards out with that strong right leg, but English was able to make the save. So a couple of strong saves from Gabby English, keeping this a 1-0 score. Off the turnover, UCLA nearly doubled their lead with Ashley Sanchez. Would have been her third already of the year, as she's got 5 points for the Bruins, 2 goals and an assist. 1-0 UCLA. There's a run towards the box. Booted away by Chloe Frisch. Another throw-in. UCLA with 8 shots, 6 of them on goal. San Diego State still seeking their first shot. Gabby English has made 5 saves. Fouls are even. Corners, UCLA has a 4-1 advantage, as UCLA, which has been so good off corners, has another deep throw-in. And speaking of corners, here comes the 5th of the match for UCLA. Athens has Sanchez short, and another handful in the box, including Mace beyond that back post. Right-footed towards the back post. English there gathers and is muscled aside. That is a foul against UCLA. English was strong regardless of that, and English has performed well here in this match, keeping it a 1-goal differential. So again, no Fleming as of yet. But you look at who UCLA had on the Mack Herman Trophy watch list. That goes to the nation's most outstanding player. They had 4 players this year on the watch list, and 3 of them starting tonight. Mace, McCullough, and again, Ashley Sanchez as well. So this talented Bruins team has built a 1-0 lead. Aztecs trying to keep it at no more than that into the intermission, and maybe get something at some point. I don't know if it'll be off a counter, off a set piece, but they'll need to create an opportunity or two to find a way to get even in this match, and they'll have to be stout defensively as well as they kick this out of bounds. Sheehan the throw, UCLA the sub, with Julia Hernandez, who has been so good against San Diego State in her career, making her debut tonight. She'll sub in for Villacorta, the sophomore for UCLA. But again, it's Julia Hernandez on, the senior from Madrid. She's got 7 career goals, 4 of them at the expense of the Aztecs, remarkably. So she is on for the first time, and you know she's thinking about a potential 5th against San Diego State at some point tonight. You know, the Aztecs on a counter without numbers, 2-on-3 the other way, and we're going to get a bump and a push against San Diego State's Florence LaRoche. Maybe a break for UCLA. Otherwise, the Aztecs might have been primed for a good scoring opportunity there against Teagan Micah. Foul against the Aztecs. UCLA, again, reorganizing themselves. See if they can keep this in on the far side. With a slide, they're unable to do so, and a poor pass across the field by McCullough. Aztecs quickly will throw it in, but moving well too far forward, so they'll call that back. Lone goal, Haley Mace, 28th minute. The difference in San Diego tonight with the sun setting on this gorgeous evening for soccer. 17th all-time meeting between San Diego State and UCLA. Aztecs have only earned results twice, a win and a draw in the first 16 meetings all time. And quickly turn it over, and UCLA on the offensive throws it in. Carlsbad native Sonny Dunphy plays it back. Now McCullough setting things up. Right-footed ahead for Sheehan. Sheehan in traffic. Cast aside now for Reyes, who puts it on English, who makes the play on the goal line. So English again up to the challenge on the easy play, I'd say, from Reyes. Again, a lengthy boot, easily headed away by UCLA, and they'll set things up immediately and head back on the attack into their offensive third. Aztecs have really not had a good scoring opportunity as of yet. UCLA's probably had a handful of them and survived, and San Diego State survived a couple of balls going off posts in the first 40 minutes here tonight. They trail 1-0. Free kick coming up in a dangerous spot, about 35 yards out. Send it in the middle. Room to run. Shot on English just wide of the net from about 25 yards out from UCLA's Karina Rodriguez. Let's take another look at it. I mean, Rodriguez just plenty of space, fired with that right foot, and English was well positioned and watched it sail wide. So UCLA continues to pressure on the Aztecs, leading by a goal, and once again possessing in the final few minutes of the first half. Aztecs trying to avoid going down by more than a goal in the first half, and they get the turnover here. And we'll try to set things up. Laura Fuentes. Aztecs have Frisch. Played farther left for Norby. Now Spiros, we've called her name a lot. Spiros has it taken away beautifully by Mary Carmen Reyes. There's a run made by Julia Hernandez, who again has starred against the Aztecs in her career, but this time just boot to the head, but nobody home. Long run, Moorhead. Moorhead trying to possess, and Moorhead doubled and loses the ball. Final 2 minutes of the first half. UCLA has had the lion's share of possession and chances. They lead 1-0. It could be worse, certainly if you're an Aztecs fan. And if you're Mike Friesen, if you can get to the intermission within a goal, you feel pretty good about your chances and how you've played here tonight. Not an easy test against, again, the national runner-ups from a year ago, dropping a 3-2 decision to Stanford a year ago in the national championship game, and a hard foul from San Diego State's Chloe Frisch. Free kick coming. UCLA nearly scored off one of these just a minute or two ago. Final 90 seconds of the half. Looks like McCullough will take it closer to midfield than the 18. She's got Sanchez right in front of her. And Sheehan to her right. Approaching the final minute. She'll send it into the box. Headed into the air. And won by San Diego State's Chloe Frisch. Frisch able to get rid of it. UCLA able to keep it, though, in the zone. This is Rodriguez, who had that shot a moment ago on net. Again, a center. Gets through. Chance in front of the second goal of the match for the Bruins. 2-0 UCLA. The 45th minute strike doubles up the lead. It's Karina Rodriguez who nearly scored a moment ago. Another look at how they drew it up. And again, the Aztecs couldn't clear as it got through from Mace. And Rodriguez, right place, right time, collecting on the left foot. And able to place that in the back of the net. So a pair of first half goals, including one in the 45th minute, somewhat demoralizing, has given the Bruins the 2-goal advantage. Aztecs hoping to strike late. Frisch ahead and losing it out of bounds. A goal kick for the Bruins. So 2 first half goals, 10 UCLA shots. They have not surrendered a shot on the road in this first half. The assist by Mace. The goal for Rodriguez, her first. And it's 2-0. And that will likely be the score at the intermission, with UCLA in control for the first 45 and leading San Diego State on the road this evening by a score of 2-0. One in the 28th minute. The second, that backbreaker coming in the 45th minute, as UCLA in good shape to move their mark to 5-1-1 on the season, scoring a pair of goals in the first half against the Aztecs, and San Diego State hoping to avoid a 2-6 start to the regular season. They knew this would not be an easy test against the number 8 ranked team in America, the UCLA Bruins. So again, UCLA behind Haley Mace, and Karina Rodriguez is first, has taken a 2-0 lead. We're going to take a timeout, and of course we'll have the second half for you coming up as well. We'll take a look at some of the first half numbers as well. At the break, it's UCLA 2 and San Diego State 0. You're watching Mountain West Soccer, non-conference soccer tonight on the Mountain West Network.